Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome on stage the very eminent Kailash Satyarthi Ji.
Namaste, Kailash ji. Allow me to begin with a personal story. The first time I'd met Kailash ji, this was a few years ago, and Mahatma Gandhi had said that you have to be the change you want to see. First time that I met him, and I'd always been so impressed by him, I walked up to him and I said, Kailash ji, my name is Amish, I'm an author, and I just wanted to pay my respects to you. And the way he behaved, when he speaks of Karuna and compassion, he actually is a living example of it. A loud round of applause for Kailash ji.
Thank you, Amish ji.
Thank you. Kailash ji, so let me begin, with a question on actually how you behave, despite the kind of work that you've done, the very nature of the work that you've done. How do you keep this compassion so deeply alive? Because one can see it, it's from root to outer surface with you. How do you maintain that balance despite seeing so much ugliness?
Thank you. And thank you, Leymah, my dear sister. It's true that when I started my fight against child slavery almost 50 years ago, it was a non-issue. There was a serious problem, but was not yet recognized as a crime against humanity or legally crime. So the toughest start was to change that mentality and to challenge. But as Gandhiji said, you referred Gandhiji, that first they ignore you, then they oppose you, they will fight with you, and eventually you will win. So I have not won the battle yet. All these things are commas in my life, not the full stop. It's true that the children who were sold and bought like animals or sometimes in lesser price than animals, the children who were sexually abused, economically exploited, sometimes beaten up and even killed. I have come across many such incidents in India and other parts of the world. But I will share you the first story that gave me inner strength. It was in 1980, I was publishing a magazine, a journal called Sangharsh Jari Rahega in Hindi, struggle will continue. And the content in that journal was exclusively on the most marginalized and most excluded and exploited children and women and communities. So a desperate father knocked on my door one day. His daughter was born and grew up in slavery at a brick kiln in Punjab. The couple was lured away from Uttar Pradesh, from a village, and then parents saw that some brothel agents started coming and negotiating the price of the girl, and the girl somehow escaped. He jumped in the brick-loaded truck in the middle of the night, and without knowing where the truck was leading to, he reached Chandigarh, knocking doors of people, requesting them, laying in their heap. And somehow he reached to me in Delhi. And Amish ji, when I was writing for my journal his story, because he came with one single expectation that I will write his story and maybe the government will act and they could be saved, the family could be saved. When I started writing, I thought If Sabo was my daughter or my sister, I was 25, 26-year-old, what would I do? I would hold the whole world upside down. I could not wait and write and wait that someone will help. But in this course of writing, I have left my pencil and I told this man, his name was Basal Khan. I said, Basal Khan, I'm not going to write anymore. I'm going to go and rescue your daughter. He said, it's very, very dangerous. But I said, I will do it. I called some of my friends and made them agree to go with me. My wife Sumedha, who is sitting here, I requested her to give her wedding ornaments so that we can somehow arrange some logistics, a truck, because that was not just one family. He said there are about 30-40 people living in slavery. And many of the children, all of the children were born and grew up there. So we had to organize these things. But when we reached there, in Sirhind, a place in Punjab, we were attacked. All of us were beaten up. Basal Khan was caught by them and badly beaten. But I could see from the distance this beautiful young lady, my dear sister. She was looking anxiously that somehow some people have come from somewhere to liberate me. But we could not do it. Me and my friends came with empty hands, but not with empty heart. And I thought that there is no problem born on the earth in our life without the solution. Solution must be lying somewhere. So with the help of some lawyers, we went to the Supreme High Court of Delhi, filed the habeas corpus petition, and within few days, we were able to rescue not only Sabo and Basal's family, but 36 children, women and men. And dear friends, this was the first documented incident anywhere in the world in the contemporary history that with the help of some civilian effort, some slave children have been rescued like that. And when I was bringing those people from the court, these girls and boys who were born in slavery were jumping on the road, and they could not comprehend freedom. They could not understand what was happening. They have not seen cars honking near the India Gate, between the Supreme Court and India Gate, or High Court and India Gate. All these things were happening. And tears were rolling down on the cheeks of those mothers and fathers who could not believe that their children are free, and they are free. And I was holding their hands, and their parents were holding their hands, but the children were jumping like if lots of frogs were put in a basket and you open the cover and they run out of it. But I tell you, my dear friends, brothers, sisters, that this was the moment of truth for me. That was the moment I could realize that what God is, what God means, what freedom, liberty means, what humanity means. Because I could feel God, the divinity, in those tears which were rolling on the cheeks of those mothers who lost all the hope that they can ever enjoy freedom. And then I realized that I did not want to go to heaven. I still don't want to go to heaven. Though I believe in God, but I don't believe in heaven. And I was not a politician. I was not driven by any political ideology. So then I realized that my drive, my force for facing these situations and fighting, and even 3 of my colleagues were assassinated. I have scars and injuries on all my bodies. My shoulder is broken, my leg is broken, my backbone is broken, my head is broken. But I'm happy because it is not just this incident, but over the last 45 years, I could feel that glimpse of God, that divinity, more than 100,000 times by freeing 130,000 children from slavery and handing them over to their mothers. So the power lies in compassion. Power did not lie in the political ideologies, did not lie in the beliefs and faiths. The real power lies inside you, and that is the power of compassion.
So beautifully said, Kailash ji, so beautifully said. The story that you've said itself is so inspiring, and the fact that this has happened thousands of times, you've saved 130,000 children. One of the things that comes in mind, Kailash ji, with the compassion in the modern social media age, because you speak of Karuna as something for action, not just a stand that you take. I mean, these days, in social media, there are people who just put something on Instagram. Some picture saying, I stand with Ukraine, I stand with Gaza. And it's almost like, by kuch social media likes may not often convert into real action. There is sometimes a criticism that this is, that how do we convert that into action the way you have done it? Otherwise, people are getting lost in just a social media campaign or a picture, which often may not convert into real changes on the ground.
Right. So, all these social media actions are not bad. They are useful in some way to maintain the momentum of resistance, to oppose wrongs and challenge them in some way or other, and create awareness in some way. So that's okay. But when we talk of Karuna, the compassion, let me, which I have written in detail in my book, that I am challenging the age-old understanding, the knowledge, wisdom, perception about Karuna, the compassion. Compassion is not daya, kindness, mercy, pity. Compassion is not benevolence. Compassion is not, helping each other. Though they are good human traits, but they cannot solve, they are unable to solve those problems which are so deep-rooted in the socio-economic or political structures and systems. The systemic problems are so deep-rooted, and they need a different approach. So, I felt that Karuna is that answer. But we have to redefine, relaunch, reinvigorate the power of compassion. So normally Karuna is or has been considered as a good soft human emotion or a kind of a good value or virtue. I don't think so. In my own experience and experience of many other people, Nobel Laureates and others, that Karuna is not an emotion or a feeling, but Karuna is force. So compassion is a force born from feeling the suffering of others as one's own. And that force drives you to take mindful action. So action is inbuilt in compassion. You need not to translate your bhav, your emotions, your feelings into action. It is there. So compassion has 4 elements in it, inbuilt, inherent element. One is awareness, taking cognizance of others' problems. Otherwise, you'd ignore, you remain indifferent or aloof to those problems. So awareness about the problems or taking cognizance about your own problems and other problems. Awareness. The second one is connectedness. And the third is feeling. The feeling should be honest and deep feeling. As this problem is your problem, this suffering is your suffering. So that is feeling. And fourth is action. Because that feeling generates so strong force that you cannot sit quiet. You cannot hold yourself and wait for someone else to come and help. Some politician or some president or prime minister or some Baba, Sadhu, something. You will emerge as your own leader. You will emerge as the problem solver. You will emerge from inside the change maker. And you will be able with your force to elevate that suffering, to solve the problem. That's why compassion is the solution.
Kailash, in the book, you speak of the Satyarthi compassion coefficient. I have heard of IQ, EQ. All of us know that there are corporate structures which encourage us, to increase IQ. Our education system encourages IQ. Can you explain on the compassion quotient? What does that mean?
So the problem with these two, you're right, you have already answered your question, that they are very individualistic, or they in fact inspire or motivate you to be someone who can gain more profit and can be a successful leader in your company or whatever. So that is very individualistic kind of a selfish approach, I would say, in cruel words. But they also discriminate. Even in a family, if a brother, somebody is measuring the compassion, the IQ, and parents say that the sister's IQ is higher than the IQ of the brother, then there would be some discrimination, there would be some envy, and they would start disliking each other because it creates that kind of IQ hierarchy. So that's okay. But CQ, the new idea which I have launched in this book, and we have been working for quite some time, me and my colleagues, that since compassion is innate, I say that if we believe in God or nature, God has given two unprecedented gifts. One is Chetana, consciousness, another one is Karuna, compassion. So we lead our life and our society with Chetana, where the intellect is highly dominated, the mind is highly dominated, because Chetana has four elements. So Man, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. So the ego is dominating, mind is dominating, etc. But in case of Karuna, we keep losing the track of Karuna, compassion, which is there. So we are all born with ocean of compassion. So I realize that it is up to us, because our education, our upbringing, our socio-cultural environment teach us to run faster and to reach faster and be the first among all. That means you push others back so that you can reach faster. So that aggressive competition. In case of compassion, it is not the case. Compassion is innate but unlimited. So we normally keep the small amount of compassion in our fist and create a small circle of compassion between, say, children and sometimes our parents or husband, wife, siblings, or some close friends sometimes. That is the circle of compassion where you feel their problem as your own problem and try to solve them without any ego, without any expectation. So that is there. Now we wanted to enlarge the circle of compassion, and that is possible. So since compassion is not properly utilized, it remains dormant most of the time, so we are able to ignite it. If we are able to enhance the level of compassion, then we can give a game-changer solution, revolutionary solution to the society. So CQ is a scientific method to evaluate or to measure compassion. The level of compassion means awareness, connectedness, feeling, and action. We can all measure. They are all measurable. And their sub-components are also measurable, which we have worked scientifically. So these could be measured, and then there is definitely possibility, and there are methods to enhance that level and enlarge the circle of compassion. So everybody has compassion. Now we have to ignite it. Now we have to awaken it, and now it's possible to measure it, and it would be possible in the future, coming future, how to enhance your level of compassion. So, how many young people are not yet married here? May I ask a question? Not yet married? Good. quite a number.
Kailash ji, that boy raised his hand twice.
Oh yeah,
Was
so
married
good.
twice over.
Twice. So I will request you to wait for some time, because your parents look for Janam Patri, Janam Kundali. You look for a handsome, caring, daring young man to be your partner and your future husband or whatever. And the man also look for, the young people also look for a beautiful, educated girl who is more caring and responsible, etc. But this day is coming soon when the marriages will take place on the basis of your compassion quotient. So just wait. You will find some app, you will find something in technology which we are developing, that you can measure the level of compassion of the person who is dating with you, and then can say yes or no immediately or later on, or also see the possibility, if he or she is so important, then try to raise the compassion. That means the person who understands each other's problem as your problem and emerge as the problem solver, that is the compassion quotient of that person. And also in the jobs, people get jobs through not IQ and EQ in the future. Amish Ji, the day will come very soon when the jobs would be given on the basis of the compassion quotient, and the companies and the institutions and the organizations will run the training program to enhance the compassion quotient of their people. But that is very much needed in all walks of life, particularly in faith institutions. They need not only compassion, but they have to raise the compassion quotient in them and among the followers.
Kailash ji, I had so many questions, but regrettably we have less time. And I have a slightly naughty question to ask, with your permission.
Yeah, sure.
This is, I'm sure many of you must have read in the newspaper this morning. There was a certain individual who won, I'm a former diplomat, so I'll be careful with my references, but she won the Nobel Peace Prize. And then she went to a powerful leader of a certain Western country. I will not name the country or the leader, since I am a former diplomat. And then she presented the Nobel Peace Prize to said powerful Western leader. And I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. And thank you for your attention to this matter.
So, Kailash ji, may I ask,
we didn't know it was transferable.
You have the power to communicate even without the words, so you need not to write new bestseller books. You can communicate like that, being the former diplomat. Anyway, so it is what I have no words actually to express my shock. What is happening in the world with Nobel Prize? God, I've never seen any person in my life who was so crazy for Nobel Prize. And I have never come across a Nobel Laureate who is so perhaps hungry for the chair of the president of a country to offer her Nobel Prize to a president.
Well, thank you for your attention to this matter. We discovered there's still 3 minutes.
Actually, some people last year, it could have been joke, but some said that Kailash ji, if someone, such a powerful person, one of the most powerful, perhaps the most powerful person in the world, is so desperate for the Nobel Prize, why don't you nominate? So then I thought of my lovely sister Leymah, and then it came to my mind that Leymah will kill me if I ask this question to her. So that should not happen in the world, that a Nobel Peace Laureate kills another Nobel Peace Laureate. So I dropped the idea.
It has been reported in the press that the said Western leader is keeping the award, And apparently the Nobel Committee said it is not transferable.
It is not transferable, true, but let me, perhaps some of you might know, that when I got, my Nobel Peace Prize was announced, and President of India, then President Pranab Mukherjee, invited us and we met him. And he was very emotional. He said that you are the first Indian-born Indian who is bringing the peace medal on the earth, on the land of India. So then he said another thing, that all those people who were born in India, studied in India, but they moved to other countries and got new citizenship. So they are citizens of different countries. So they don't keep the Nobel medal here. The Nobel medal is there with them because they belong to a different country. So this is the first medal, because the first medal was Rabindranath Tagore's, and that was stolen. So we thought that why this medal belonged to only one person? This big prize, the first time coming to India for an Indian, this should be for every single Indian. So I wrote a letter to the president and said that, sir, I will bring this prize, this medal, but I wanted to give it away to my countrymen, women, my sisters and brothers, because this belongs to every single Indian. So he wrote me back and called me and he said that this is not possible because there is no protocol. But I said that I am not going to give it to you, whether either I am going to put it in Rajghat, the Mahatma Gandhi's place, or I wanted to hand it over to you, through you to the nation. So he said there is no possibility. I said okay. Even then I was determined to leave it to Mahatma Gandhi's Samadhi, Rajghat. Then I got a call from him and he said that they have created a new protocol. A new protocol was written for this because there was no other incident in the world before, according to the president. So I went, me and my wife and my children went to the president after bringing the medal and handed over to him, saying the old Doha, the couplet of mystic poet Kabir, मेरा मुझ में कुछ नहीं जो कछु है सब तोर और तेरा तुझको सौंपते क्या लागत है मोर. और ये बात मैंने कही आपके लिए, आपके लिए, आपके लिए. I told this for every single Indian that whatever I have gained in my life, this does not belong to me alone. This belongs to every single citizen of this country, and this is for them. So this medal is lying in Rashtrapati Bhavan, but you can see the two different incidents. So, but that does not belong to any president. This belongs to India, Indian people.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are some whose honor is raised because a prize is given to them, and there are some who raise the honor of the prize when it is given to them. Kailash Satyarthi Ji, what a man, what an Indian, what a human being.
Thank you so much.
What an absolute honor to be on the stage with you. I'm so sorry, I know there are people who want to ask questions, but I was told there is... Oh, I can ask? Okay, I was told there is no time, but they are allowing me now. Two questions. Yeah, the lady with the glaze. Yes, go ahead. If you can just keep it to the question, please.
Yeah. So, sir, today the Supreme Court is again hearing the stray dogs matter. On the ground, people, especially women who feed and care for them, are facing harassment, threats, even violence. It's deeply disturbing that compassion for the voiceless is being punished. How do we as a society create a humane framework where public safety is addressed and kindness is protected, not criminalized?
Well, since the matter is in the Supreme Court, so I won't comment more on that. But what I strongly feel, that compassion is not limited between two human beings or the group of people, humans. Compassion goes beyond it. We have to be compassionate for every single animal, stray dogs also. We have to be compassionate to the rivers and waters and oceans and mountains and trees, every single thing. They are all in danger, unfortunately, in this situation. The humanity in danger, the planet in danger, the violence, sometimes it is reflected in the society, but normally this aggression in our competition, in aggression in our society has gone so deeper that we are violent inside us. Most of us have different kind of violence. Sometimes it comes out, but we have to be compassionate to create a better society, civilized society, and compassion lies in each one of us. We should also believe in other people, including, I would say, and we are trying for a new doctrine of compassionate judiciary and working closely with the highest judges of this country and judges in other countries, that what we need is compassionate judiciary. What we need is compassionate leadership in politics, compassionate leadership in religions, compassionate leadership in corporate sector, compassionate leadership in academia, among the society, among the media. The media has also gone, I know what is happening with the media in the world and in India. So I am also working hard and trying best to build the compassionate leadership in the communication and media as well.
Thank you. And this will be the last question, please.
Hello, sir. Thank you. Sir, you just talked about one Nobel laureate who is residing very far away from our country. But I wanted to ask one about Nobel laureate who is just living in our neighboring country. I don't want to name the neighboring country, and he is now.
I'm sure you are not the former diplomat.
No, I'm
future diplomat.
Might be. So I just wanted to ask, what are your views about the president of the so-called country, who is a Nobel laureate right now?
Do you want to answer that, or should we? Up to you.
Really?
I thought this should be a positive atmosphere. I appreciate your. What do you think?
I think it is not just one person. There have been tendencies which grew over the time in Bangladesh. We were talking about Bangladesh. And there are other forces outside South Asia or Asia who have been quite active in Bangladesh. And now in this geopolitics, this situation where we all know, we have already talking about one country and one person. So whatever is happening in Bangladesh or in most countries in the world is not good for humanity, is not good for the society, and it is not good for economy also in the future politics and future relationship between India and Bangladesh. That is something which I have been raising also with the fellow Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus. I can name anyone, including Trump, because I am neither the former diplomat nor I am going to be the diplomat and politician in the future.
All right, thank you very much. What a wonderful event, Kailash Ji. I think we are out of time. I'm getting signals from there. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kailash Ji. What an honor to be with you.